We've been working really hard at the damn show. It's almost our 6th anniversary, and I'm really, really proud to announce that our sponsor is no one.
No one. Nothing.
Nobody
Zero.
sponsors us. We're still looking for a sponsor, guys. If you know anybody, please send them the damn show. I know you guys were disappointed that we didn't have a sponsor last week. It's a bit of a Christmas miracle, if you guys would believe it. Do you want to announce it, or should I announce it?
You announce it.
The Christmas miracle is that still we don't have a sponsor. We couldn't even get coal. We asked for coal so we could put coal in our fireplace and keep ourselves warm this winter, and no coal either. So no sponsor. That's the Christmas miracle. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another damn show. The Dam is going to LA and we're hosting an event. We're going to talk about that later in the episode. But first, we're going to talk about how that even happened. And let's talk about the New Tokyo Electric Company spokesperson. So maybe before we get there, how are you? How's it going? Are you pumped about LA?
I'm so happy. I don't know what to say. Like, I want to say thank you so much for who's giving us this opportunity. It's going to be a hell of a day. We're going to have so much fun. We're going to be having, meeting again with our friends. It's been like a while. We met last time in Miami, but not all of them. So we're going to meet the LA crew, and it's just going to be an amazing evening. I can feel it.
Yeah, and we have a lot to talk about of what's going to go down at that event, whether it's picking up Kagamis, hoodies, what the event could even be. And that's going to be for later in the episode. You can skip to it if you want. First, we have to talk about the spokesperson and a new character in 10KTF lore. So let's jump into them. Last week, we got a hint that there's New Tokyo Electric Company is going to be rejuvenating one of the areas in the city. This week, we have a new character in 10KTF. So we can see there's 26 messages from the New Tokyo Electric Company spokesperson. The first one, and maybe please take it away.
Okay, so the first message was this one. Greetings. The new Tokyo Electric Company knows of the hardships that have befallen the citizens of New Tokyo ever since the dark days of the kaiju attack. Disrupted services, damaged infrastructure, and an uncertain future plague neighborhoods all across the city. Wow.
Very corporate. I think I'm reading a letter from like the city of Toronto, like a public statement. And let's keep going.
Yeah, then we got so all these reactions obviously from the community was like crazy to see a new person like that in general. The next message was this one. Here at the New Tokyo Electric, we strive to be more than just your trusted power utility. We are your neighbors too, and we see the urgent need for solutions to the city's problems. That's why today we're pleased to officially announce the New Tokyo Rejuvenation Initiative. Wow. So going back to what happened the week before, like you said, in the super secret command center, super serious, whatever,
Yeah.
SSCC, you can find a sign that says, that talks about the New Tokyo Rejuvenation Initiative. And yeah, that's what they are referring to here. Very corporate
Yeah.
again, very
And the
in,
next
in
message,
place.
it talks about the New Tokyo Rejuvenation Initiative. When it says, you may
Yeah.
have already seen our workers in your community cleaning up damaged neighborhoods and bringing light back to the city. We have taken it upon ourselves to step in where overburdened institutions have failed. So throwing shade to some New Tokyo institutions apparently, and they're saying like, we're gonna come in and we're gonna save you. Don't worry, guys. But I don't know. Still super sus. Very sus.
Yeah. Let's see next one. The New Tokyo Rejuvenation Initiative may be an effort on the part of New Tokyo Electric, but its success depends on you. We're here to answer any questions you might have on how we're planning to make a difference in the community. Okay, so here it's a call to action, to Grail, to in general in this case, to ask questions, and we see many questions from a community. And the problem with the answer is that like they mostly answer the same thing to everyone. So the first answer was to Bugsy's question: "Are you good or bad?"
I like it,
New Tok
Bugsy.
Yeah, Bugsy, this is a great question. It's all we want to know, to be honest. But New Tokyo Electric strives to be a pillar of the community and a model of good citizenship. As such, we regrettably cannot respond to an inquiry of this nature. What? What? This is
Come
more
on.
sus than anything. Like,
Yeah, I think I missed that on the live stream. That is super sus. We cannot
super
respond
sus.
to an inquiry of this nature. Excuse me?
What does it mean? Let me put a sus right now.
Yeah, if you're watching this, go
It's
back to
very
this message.
interesting. Yeah.
Go back to this message and add more susses to this when you
Yeah,
watch
more
this,
sus, more
everybody.
sus. So
Okay.
that was to Bugsy. Then we have to Robo. How are you planning to make a difference in the community, New Tokyo Electric Company? And here to three people, they kind of answered the same thing. New Tokyo Electric is an independent entity providing critical services and relief assistance to the citizens of New Tokyo for the betterment of the entire city. Okay. Like they're not giving any details. It's like, how are you going to do this? How are you going to do that? It's just like this generic answer that it's not telling us anything, to be honest.
To me, it's very Web 2 answer because it's a very non committal. It's not committing to anything. It's just saying, we're here to help you. Don't worry. And when people ask how we're going to help you, they just say, we're here to help you. Don't worry.
How? Like, say something.
Yeah. We see a lot of similar sentiment across the
Yeah.
board, but I don't think there's anything that much new in the other messages. So the next big topic is it starts talking about local businesses. Directive Creator says, "I heard that there was some power issue with a couple of the local vending machines in the neighborhood. Can we make sure to restore power to those as well?" And obviously, Directive Creator is talking about the vending machine that Wen Moon was fixing with the Swilson and Directive Creator's FUD on the side of the vending machine, and that vending machine represents we knew as a company, and the whole thing there was is that the company's falling apart without Wagmi-san. Where are you? And so now New Tokyo Electric spokesperson says local businesses are an important part of the fabric of every community. New Tokyo Electric has begun its own direct outreach to learn how we can support any local businesses in need. So that's like, okay, interesting. And we missed this part on the live stream because we were busy with Dookie Dash playing that.
Because it's too
Apologies to
addicting. We have to be
it was
honest.
very
That
addicting, yeah.
game.
So this was a message
I
that
just said no. I'm sorry.
tell me how
What?
you really feel, maybe. Yeah, this message wasn't a response to anybody. This was a progression in the story. So they said New Tokyo Electric believes in the community. We are proud to sponsor community platforms as another way to empower those in it. Interesting. And then 7 minutes later, they respond with at here ping. And local businesses are an important part of the fabric of every community. New Tokyo Electric has heard about the struggles of one such local business and is happy to announce the New Tokyo Electric Company Community Appreciation Event, where we'll help close the fulfillment gap. Come say hi to your friendly New Tokyo Electric neighbors and pick up your hoodies and Kagamis. February in Los Angeles, full coverage provided by the Damn Show as part of our community sponsorship program. So they just announced it's really cool that they just announced a community sponsorship program and we're the first recipients of this. So we'll be flying in and talking about the event live. We're likely going to be live streaming it. I don't know. We don't know the details yet. They're very shady and sus. So they have yet to give us more information. But as soon as we find out, we'll let you know. But I imagine that, like every other 10KTF event, this will be on a Thursday. It would make complete sense too. And if it's on a Thursday, what happens on Thursdays with 10KTF? The damn show live streams.
Let's read the last message. Yeah. New Tokyo Electric is thrilled to have met so many passionate members of the community today. Be on the lookout for more updates as we continue to find ways to be a better neighbor to you. Bum,
Okay,
bum.
so let's break it all down. Let's talk about it. What's the vibe? What do we feel, and what do we think this means for not just the 10KTF story, but also for the community members, for the community creators? Because obviously now there's an official community sponsorship program.
For me, it's very difficult now to get a complete understanding of the 10KTF story, because every time I think about 10KTF and what's happening with Wagmi-san, when moon, boss toads, what I do is I automatically connect it with the other side. So here I'm trying to make that connection again, because it just makes complete sense that the future of 10KTF is in the other side, the future of New Tokyo is in the other side. Like Beeple himself said, during the podcast with the Board APR Club founders. So how does this company fit into all of that narrative, all of that story? For me, it's either it's gonna create like a huge war revolution, because I'm not sure that they are good. I'm not sure that they really care about what the citizens want. um, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're good. Maybe they just wanted to they want to rebuild the city. For now, what we know is that they already started to rebuild the city. It's just that the reasons why they're doing, we still don't understand. We ask the right questions. Many people ask the right questions during this moment. In general, they ask where the money comes from, why are you doing, who are you, who are the people behind the New Tokyo Electric Company, and there was like no answer. So that's just like, I don't like that. It's not transparent. I would like more transparency from this company, to be honest.
Yeah, so my thoughts are, and this will, I think we're going to get a lot of answers at the event
Mm,
in LA as well, and we can talk about what we potentially think that is. But my vibe of Nitoki Electric Company is that I agree that everything's connected to the other side in a legit way, and we're seeing in the trial of Jimmy that they're talking about the ultimate power source and power sourcing, and and Gary's going to summon this power source. And so, New Tokyo Electric Company, it's an electric company, so there's obviously some power source there. They also mentioned that in some of the messages, talk about the anomaly that's on the side of the city, and they're still investigating that anomaly. Yeah, so that anomaly is obviously the portal that's outside of New Tokyo, or around New Tokyo, where Wagmi-san was pulled into. So they obviously want to harness energy, and they probably have nefarious deeds. I go back to the episode we had last week with Final Fantasy VII and the Shinra Electric Power Company. Same vibes. If you haven't watched that, go watch that, because genuinely, I think that's the angle that this company is playing into. It makes so much sense, because that company, again, was a mega corporation that was doing almost everything beyond power, as in electric power. They had political influences, a lot of shady dealings, and New Tokyo Electric Company gives me the same vibe, because they're kind of like, we're here for the community and we're going to help you, and we're going to sponsor you guys as well. And so people are like, wow, what a great company. They're helping the little folk and this local businesses. But anytime a big company like this is doing that, there's always a benefit for them. We just don't know what that benefit is. And I'll talk a little bit about the community sponsorship program as well. So they said that the Dam Show is the first recipient of a community sponsorship, and so the Dam Show is going to LA. We're going to cover that event in person. That obviously, I think, indicates that if you're in New Tokyo Electric's good books, whatever that means, and you have a show or you're doing something in New Tokyo and 10KTF, that there's potentially a sponsorship for you at some point in the future. Now, I don't know what that looks like. It sounds like this is something that they're starting, and there's going to be more in the future for other people as well. And so I feel like it's a really cool way to tie in the narrative of the story, but also supporting the creators that are building on top of it with all the shows that are happening, because the shows do a lot for the ecosystem and for the community. So I'm really excited about playing this experiment out with them, because all of this is a really fun experiment that we're
yeah.
doing in Web3 right now. It's
Well,
how do you meaningfully support community creators in a way that also helps the project and serves the greater narrative. There's so many things at play here, and we're really breaking ground here. So I just want to pause there and say, like, that's what's happening is really fucking cool.
yeah, absolutely cool. In the real world, obviously, if we look at it, like our perspective as creators, getting highlighted like that, it's definitely a plus. So I'm super happy about that. But it's a plus also as individuals that are passionate about this project and passionate about this story, because once again I feel like we're part of the story. And to be honest, every time I watched a movie, a series, or even books where you see that there is like some shady company, some shady group of people that you want to find out why they're shady, what's going on. The people that usually find out are the people that get into it in some way. They
Right.
get involved with them, and then while they're involved they find out that there is something weird about it, and at that point it's in their personal honesty, personal values, to decide either to speak up and say, hey, this company is shady, or to just say, whatever, they're paying me, I'm just gonna work for them and shut up. So we're your captains. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep my integrity. If I see anything shady, this is coming up for sure. So I'm ready to investigate. I don't trust this company 100% yet, so they better behave, because I'm going there to investigate on what they do and how they do it.
It's a cool way to pull the community once again into the story. Let's talk about the event. We are flying into LA sometime in February, I imagine on a Thursday. I think this week we're going to know the date so that people that want to fly in can book their tickets well in advance. Now, there's been a lot of talk about what this event is, a lot of
Mm,
theories, a lot of some fun as well, and we can talk about all of that. The event is to quote unquote help close the fulfillment gap between the Kagamis and Hoodies and the people that we're going to get them received in early February. Now, that's not necessarily happening, at least for some people, because you have the option to fly into LA, attend this event, and pick it up there. For the people that aren't flying in or can't, your stuff is still going to get to you. Like, don't worry, you're still going to get it shipped to you.
yeah.
It may be a little bit later because of this event. I heard some theories, some questions, and some FUD. So let's talk about all of that. First was, is this just like a gonna be like a empty warehouse or like an empty truck where people are gonna show up, pick up their Kagami and hoodies, and go home? Like, that's the first question that I heard. Maybe what do you think about that?
Okay, first of all, they would never, ever, ever, ever do an event and do something that really doesn't make sense at all with what they usually do, with their brand, with what they are trying to accomplish. Like, it doesn't make any sense for them to create an event like that. So if it's an event, it's a 10 KTF event with all of the crazy great things that we're used to see. So like, I have zero doubts that the event is going to be an amazing experience for all the people that go. So no,
Yeah,
I'm not
I
into this crowd at all.
yeah, that's exactly how I feel as well. When you look at any NFT project that's done at an event, Tank ATF far ahead, by and large, put the most thought into it. So, in my perspective, no, this isn't going to be a empty warehouse or like a truck, because I even think about it. The fact that we're flying in to cover this event, there has to be something to cover if if we're flying in for this. If it's just a bunch of degens coming to pick up their sweaters and Kagamis, it's like, what? We're going to be standing on the road with a microphone and saying, and now we have Brandon picking up his Kagami and his hoodie. Brandon, how do you feel? Great. Okay. And there's just like a
Bye.
lineup of people.
Next one.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. Next. No, like there's obviously a greater thing to this. Otherwise, we wouldn't be quote unquote covering it because you need something to cover. If I think about the two events that they've had so far, they had the one in LA in March where maybe me and you met, and then they had the one in Brooklyn for NFT NYC. Now
Mhm.
those are like if the NFT NYC is the really big event because everybody was going to be in that city for that event, and the LA one was a smaller event where we went to a bar in Little Tokyo that was transformed into Agmi-san's shop. I see this event as somewhere in the middle because they can't do another event at that bar that size because the project is just way larger and it's not going to accommodate. There's way more interest in the project being a part of Yuga, so there's no way
Mhm.
that they would get a venue that doesn't accommodate more people. But I don't think that they need to go full out and do NFT NYC level because again, it's not a premier event. It's kind of people plan for NFT NYC months and months in advance. So I think it's going to be somewhere in the middle. And if you know 10 KTF, when they put in an event, there's going to be really great production. There's going to be really great, immersive feel of it where we're going to be probably pulled into New Tokyo Electric Company. That's how I see it. We're going to be going to like one of the New Tokyo Electric Company's power plants, and they're hosting the event. It's a community appreciation event. So they'll have the employees there of New Tokyo Electric Company. You'll probably have some like electric power generation stuff. Whatever happens at like a power plant, I feel like we're gonna see something like that as installations. And I think a lot of the story is going to get fleshed out at the IRL event because think about it. Maybe you were the first one to take a photo of that Bored Ape Yacht Club house on the New Tokyo map in March in 2022.
22.
And so that was alpha. You posted it, people freaked out, and that was nowhere else. It was only there. So there's always alpha at 10KTF events. If there's always alpha at the event, and this is an event that we are now going to be covering, probably live, then I expect there to be some pretty big things happening. And we're probably not going to get looped into all the stuff that's going to happen because we're going to be experiencing it along with everybody in the community,
Yeah.
and we'll give our reactions to it as it happens. Just like how when we found out about this on Thursday on the live stream, we didn't know that we were going to be the first New Tokyo Electric Company sponsorship, but we knew that there was something coming maybe a few hours before. That's all we knew. We just knew something was coming, had no idea, zero idea what the hell it was.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I see this event. And a lot of the questions are going to be answered. And if it's going to be live streamed, then expect them to have a plan of fleshing out the story and giving people an experience that are at home and in person. And last thing I'll say is the fact that this is the first NFT event that is open to the public in terms of live streaming, where people at home can experience what's going to happen live. That's not happened before with any other project ever in the history. And so the damn show for that, for us to have the privilege of doing that as well, to help push the space forward and show, hey, it's not just about doing an IRL event, it's about connecting with the people at home and giving them an experience as well. That is, I think, is going to be the big takeaway from a meta level for the whole NFT space. And I think, yeah, I'm excited to really put the damn show on the Nitoku and Otherside map.
Yeah, I really hope that many people that don't know 10KTF and that are just getting started with the project, maybe they're not even holders yet, will just be, in some way connected with the live stream, or get someone that tells them, hey, check this out. There is this event in LA from 10KTF. Have you heard about it? Yeah, they're actually streaming it. Like, watch it. So I don't know. I really hope there is going to be like a way for new people also to get to know the community, to get to know how 10KTF does their Thursdays and their in real life events as well. Like, it's like a big package of so many things that you can learn about the project all in the same day. So I hope that it's going to be like the people are going to like the way we cover it. We're going to obviously do our best. But like, I also, like you said, I hope on one side, but I also think that you're right saying that we're not gonna get the whole details of what's going down on that day. We're probably gonna be surprised as well while we will be covering the event, and that's like the best we can expect, to be honest. Because I love when we get to understand and know what's happening together with the community. That's why we do the live streams every Thursday, and we don't know obviously what's going to happen every Thursday. We have no clue, and that's the best part, because we are discovering with them, not with the whole community. So I want to do it again during this event, and yeah, that's my favorite part.
Any thoughts or feelings on what to expect from just like an experience standpoint? Because I gave my thoughts on, I think it's going to be set at a electric company power plant type situation. There's going to be the employees, and some of them maybe are acting shady. I don't know if you're going to go on like a rogue mission maybe and break off and try to do some investigating.
I want to do some investigating. I don't know what I feel it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be like a power plant or just like corporate environment, because that will work as well. Just in offices and stuff where there are like tables with um, small miniature maps of New Tokyo rebuilt, or posters where there is like, this is the new Tokyo, that they show how the city is gonna look after the whole building has been completed. Maybe we're gonna jump into a board meeting and hear them talking. They're gonna you know, explain to us what's their view, what they're gonna do with the resources they have. I don't know. I feel like they want to sell us something with with this event. So they want us to believe that they are the good guys and they really want the good of New Tokyo. So I expect some kind of experience, immersive experience around that. The fact that they are trying to convince us that they are the good guys, and I know that they have immense creativity. So there's gonna be something very cool to see and experience. But yeah, this is the vibe that I get, like from we are inviting you to come here, and we're gonna have food and drinks, and we're gonna have your Kagamis and your hoodies. But like, what are you really trying to do there? You're trying to, earn our trust.
Yeah, it's a great point. I think even I have a feeling that at some point in the live stream, there's going to be like a cut, or we're going to see something that we're not supposed to see of like New Tokyo's actual
That's
plan,
gonna be cool.
and
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. It's going to be a little bit shady like that, where the if you think about it, the implications of whatever it is, like we're going to learn something that points us in the direction that it's very nice and everybody's so kind and this, but there's something deeper at play here. That's what I'm expecting. We have no alpha. We have no idea. We're just going to be at the event covering it, and we're excited to see everybody again and meet in LA, because it's a nice, and just to like reflect on it for a second, it's a nice full circle moment, because I remember thinking about going to that event in March of last year, and I was conflicted because I'm like, do I want to go? It's pretty far, and I wasn't sure, and it was going to be my first NFT event ever. But this was the community that I put so much time and hours and built so many relationships with. I was like, okay, at the minimum, I'm going to go and meet the people that I've been speaking to on Discord and Twitter for a very long time. But at the deeper level, I was also thinking about, okay, is Tank ATF, like, how serious are they? How serious is this team? Is this like a side thing for them, or do they actually really care about making Tank ATF into like a really cool project? And for me, going to this event was kind of like a test to see how did they set up this event. The first step that I took inside with the when the shop was recreated, my mind was blown away, and I'm like, okay, they're committing to this. They're really about this, and that for me made me want to even invest more and build more on top of this in whatever I'm doing. And obviously, months and months later, Brooklyn event happened, and that was next level. And out of that, the damn show was born. So
yeah, yeah,
if you're thinking about coming to an event, again, everybody has their own circumstances, and I know there's the financial aspect, the time, if you have a job or not. But if you can make it and it's not a strain, I would really recommend it, because every event that I've been to has always left me with a life-changing experience that
yeah.
money can't buy. Money can't buy these experiences. You either experience it, or you hear about the experience and you're like, I'm going to make sure I go to the next one.
Yeah. Also, if I have to really be honest, what I'm thinking about is that they're gonna have this event in LA. I don't know how, like the probability for them to do another event in LA after a month for NFTLA. I don't know. At this point, for me, it makes more sense. Like two things I'm thinking. They do this event right now. They don't do an event for NFTLA, but then they do an event for NFTNYC. So they cover the two parts of the US, LA and New York. Or there is no event even at NFTNYC, but they do an event while in the period that ApeFest is happening. And all the people that are traveling for ApeFest, they get also together like on a separate day on the same week or something like this. Also a 10KTF event. These are the ways that I'm thinking about it, but all like my theories go towards the fact that there's not going to be an event for NFTLA. Obviously, I could be wrong, but it's just how I feel about it, because they will be giving two events to the same community in LA and no event to the community in New York. I don't know. It feels a little bit weird to me. I think that what they want to do is to cover as many places as possible. I see it as making more sense to have an event in New York at NFT NYC instead of two events in LA at a distance of a month from each other.
Makes complete sense to me. I don't think there's going to be an event in NFTLA at all, because this is the LA event. And I'm even hesitant to think about if they're going to do anything for NFT NYC, because we have so many events that are happening. We have NFT pairs at the end of February. There's so many happening. And the fact that ApeFest is decoupled from NFT NYC now as well, I think
Yeah.
it makes most sense for them from a business level to let the apes also experience 10KTF at ApeFest, because the apes are they're part of the same company now, so they want to have the CryptoPunks, Meebits, Apes, kind of have like a big Yuga Fest, if you want to call it that. It'll be a Yuga Fest where you have all the different projects doing their own thing, and maybe it's if you own a board ape, you can get into all of them, or maybe it's token gated specifically for those. I don't know, but I don't necessarily see too many more 10KTF type events because that when they do an event, they really go all out and they're expensive. And that's actually the last thing that I wanted to address because Brandon asked me this question yesterday. He said, "Is 10KTF doing this to save money on shipping?" And I'm like, "No, guys. I'm like, guys, come on." I'm like, "That's impossible because if you know their events, they're and it's a fair question because I'm sure people in the community were asking when you look at their events and you experience their events, they're anything
Mhm.
but cost savings. They put a lot of money and planning and hours into these events. If it was another NFT project that does more low key events where they just book out like a bar and you show up, yeah, I would actually ask that question. But knowing Renew and knowing 10KTF, they're definitely going to put on something that's worth for people to fly into rather than just picking up a Kagami and a hoodie and saving on like, you know, 30-40 bucks shipping costs per person.
Absolutely. No, I don't think that's the reason at all. I don't know what's the reason, to be honest, why they
Same.
decided to do this event right now, instead of waiting for NFTLA. Obviously, I don't think that that's the reason, but I don't know what's the reason. I will have to think about it more.
We'll
I
have to
still
think
didn't
about it.
understand.
Okay,
Maybe
let's
after the
wrap this.
investigation, I will understand.
Yes, yes, yes. Damn show covering the event, but low key we might be investigating the event as well. Okay, okay. Let's talk about the last item, which is the tweets. Yeah, so
Very
this was the
cool.
logo, and it's also a tweet saying they're going to sponsor community platforms with an S. So not just the damn show. I imagine
Yeah,
there's going to be others
exactly.
if they haven't already been in place. I like the 80s VCR branding of all of this. It just adds to how skeptical I am of this. I wrote underneath this, "Please don't be evil 4 times." I don't know if what you wrote maybe.
It's interesting to see also, again, the piece of the obelisk up here.
Yes.
So what
Yes.
do they know? What do they have to do with the other side? Why they have this part, so important part of the other side in their own logo?
Hmm.
I hate not to know, but I'm happy that I don't know because it's gonna be interesting to discover it. So
Yeah. A lot of there's going to be other side tie-ins for sure. And then there was one more tweet that's
this
relevant,
one.
which is the photo of the super serious command center, and we can see that it's now been sectioned off. The company is working on it. Maybe what are your thoughts on this?
Well, when I saw it first time, okay, first of all, obviously they are rebuilding. They want to show us that they have already started to do what they told us they were gonna do. What I saw here is that this is the Bitvargen PFP. I'm pretty sure. I'm talking about Tim Smith, which is one of
Hmm.
the co-founders of Winu.
Hmm.
I was trying to find other things. I was even expecting to see shout outs to community members, if I have to be honest, but I couldn't find anything. I was
Mm.
like, yeah, maybe they're going to put something for other creators, but I couldn't see anything else interesting in this picture. Maybe it's just me. They're building, they're building. I hope they're going to do a good job, but who knows?
Who knows what they're going to even turn this into? But
Yeah.
they're going to clean it up and then build something there. We're going to find out in maybe next week, maybe a few weeks from now. That was Damn Show 29. A lot of happenings. We were playing Dookie Dash. We found out that we're going to LA to cover this event. We're sponsored by Nitoku Electric Company, the first of many, I'm sure. We're still a little bit sus about it. We're hoping they're not evil, crossing our fingers. Maybe any closing thoughts?
That I can't wait for February to come. So we're gonna have so much fun, and I can't wait to see you all there in LA. And yeah, if you can, absolutely come because the in real life events are just the best. So
Yeah, completely agreed.
yeah.
3 a.m. Taco Bell is back on the menu. Hideaki, Kent, Brandon,
We're ready.
We're ready for it. Take care, everybody.